We're going to look at what trigger points are, and we're going to explore some self-help techniques at the end, things you can do to help yourself get better. So what are trigger points? You may have heard the term. Well, trigger points are exquisitely painful, tender points that we find within muscles. When you press them, they cause localized pain and irritation, very specific type of pain. Trigger points can occur in any muscle in the body and in combinations as well, and they make the host muscle shorter and inefficient. Here we are looking at the trapezius muscle, the lower, the middle, and the upper fibers. So one of the key features of trigger points is pressing the trigger point and holding it for more than 5 seconds can cause a map, a specific map, a well-documented map of pain, and each muscle has a different map. You can see that the source of the pain is in a different position to where the pain is perceived. This is really important because different muscles have different maps. So let's explore the trigger points in a little more depth. Trigger points occur in taut bands. Now these are sort of ropey or stringy bands within muscle fibers in the direction of the muscle itself. And if we can explore inside and look what is happening, we can see that the muscles are made of contractile elements called sarcomeres. Now, when we contract a muscle, we shorten it, which is why it looks shorter and bigger. Sarcomeres is contracting groups, and over time, what can happen is under certain physiological circumstances, the sarcomere can become permanently switched on. Now, this is an inefficient state, and it causes localized inflammation. Of course, as we start using this dysfunctional muscle, other muscles locally start to fail around it. The host muscle becomes shorter and more inefficient, so we use more power, and we start to get clusters of trigger points that form together. And this is really what we are feeling when we are palpating and feeling that trigger point in that taut band of muscle. Inside the trigger point, obviously, it is not a situation that the body wants, and it causes localized inflammatory changes, and we get those pro-inflammatory kinds of substances that start to develop. Again, you'll feel that pain in the pain map, and you'll see there's a lack of movement because there is an inefficiency. The muscles don't work properly. So what can you do yourself? Well, look, here's a really simple technique. We take a simple rubber ball up against the wall, and you're going to find that trigger point. Try and locate it so that you're rolling right on top of it. And you're going to roll gently from side to side. The side-to-side movement, we call this deep stroking massage technique, stimulates that trigger point and causes the body to stimulate healing. If we look inside, you can see this kind of almost a milking effect as we roll that ball over that sensitive, painful sweet spot, pausing it here and there. We get this sort of pumping effect, massaging effect, which starts to stimulate the body's inner healing mechanisms and rid the body of the trigger point. Now, this needs to be done up to 2 to 3 minutes, 5 to 10 times a day. And if you do it for 3 or 4 weeks, you should find that the trigger point diminishes, and so the pain map goes away, and of course, the muscles become efficient. So I hope this has helped you understand what trigger